Hello, and welcome to Finsweet Live. Today, we are doing a tutorial walkthrough of Attributes Social Share. This is a new type of live format for us. We're doing 30 minutes of social share tutorial with Harshit, and then we're going to change YouTube links to do 30 minutes of the brand new Attributes query param. So this is going to be a social share video. Then in 30 minutes, 12:30 Eastern, we're switching to query param. Okay, let's get started. Harshit, how you doing? Are you ready to do this attribute social share tutorial?
Hello, everyone, and hello, Joe. Thank you for the wonderful opening. And yeah, I am very ready for this. We have everything prepared. So we are going to show you first social share, then query parameters. And I'm really happy that we are bringing more and more tools into attributes because it makes me happy as we don't want and as we don't really need to use any third-party tools now. We can do everything with attributes. So yeah, without any further delay, we can get started, Joe.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll be going
Yeah.
through the attributes docs. We'll be going through a Webflow build. And yeah, we're just going to set up social share and see how easy it is to do with attributes without any code. So Harshit, let's jump in.
Nice. Yeah, let's jump in. So in front of your screen, guys, you can see the home page of the social share uh, attributes page. This feature allows you to add social share buttons and share current link URLs. If you are on a blog post, you can share blog post in your social media platforms. You can share any link or any content that is present on your web page. It can be used for campaigns as well. There can be different use cases. So we are just going to see a live example here. I'm going to start with the attributes page. If I scroll down, the very first step that I have to do is copy this script from here. Once I copy this script from here, I can go to my blog post. In this example, I'm going to show the blog post example. In this website, this is the blog post page. You can see the heading, the summary, and all of the other details. Here I have my social media links buttons. So I will simply go to the page settings of this page and paste the script that I have copied from attribute website. I have to paste it inside the head tag and I will hit save. The first step is done. Now let's jump to the second step. It's very easy. Now we need to define the social media buttons, whether it's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn. We support uh, like all the popular ones here: the Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Telegram, and Reddit. So it's very easy. You just need to copy the name of the attribute. So I will go inside my website again, and I have to select the link. This works with link block, text link, text element at div block. So currently I'm going to use a link block for my social links. I can open the navigator and I can show how this links look like right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. And here are our links. These are 3 social media links. Let's start with Facebook. So first I will select the link. Then I need to go to custom attributes. And here I will paste the name of the attribute that I copied from the attribute website, which says FS social share element. And here I can type what platform it is. It's Facebook. So I can just type the value here, which is Facebook. You can also see the values right here. And the value that you type there is not case sensitive. So you can type either like with a capital T or with a capital F. It can be small as well. Now let's do the same for Twitter. So here's my Twitter. Scroll down, add a custom attribute. Twitter. There we go. And the third is LinkedIn. There we go. Now I'm going to publish the web page and we are going to see the result on the live website.
Really nice. So anybody new to attributes, this is essentially replacing the need to add any code to your project to be able to custom select the type of share, what platform it's sharing to, any type of text that goes in that share. Sometimes you may have to write code for that. And this really takes away that process. So let's continue going here. We've identified the platforms in the link. And now let's see what's next.
Yeah. So I'm just going to simply click on, let's say, Twitter. And okay, I think I did something wrong here. Let's see. Twitter social element. Okay, you can see I have spelled Twitter wrong. So I just need to correct that. There we go. And yeah, it's not a live stream, when we don't do mistakes. So let's just go here, and I will refresh the page. Rest of the links should be working. Okay, there we go. Facebook is working because I spelled Facebook correctly. And let's click on LinkedIn. This is also working. So that's nice. I'm not going to log in. And I can show an example of Twitter here. So let's see. Let's refresh the page. Twitter should also work now. Here we go. It's working perfectly fine. You can see I just set it up in like 2 minutes. It's so fast. Now you can explore rest of the options. Like, there are platform specific options as well. Now there is one thing that is really important, that is the sharing URL. Right now we took an example of the CMS page, but in your case you might be in a static page and you want to share that current URL. So you have two options. Either you can define a URL in using a custom text. For example, if I am having a campaign, here you can see a link that says https finsweet.com/new campaign. I can make this my shareable links. In order to do that, I just need to add an attribute to my page, which is this fs social share element and URL. So I'm also going to show that right now. So let's just click here. I will click here. I will just define that this is the URL that I want to copy, and that I want to share in my social media platform. And yeah, it will also work the same. Now you can do this on static pages, you can do this on CMS pages. Both works really well. Let's just refresh the page. And if I click on Twitter now, you can see that it copied, and it basically shares the link that I defined on the text right there. Now there are bunch of platform specific options as well that we definitely recommend you to check out. For example, for Twitter, we can define content, username. Let's just do one example here, Joe, to show show the power here. So I'm just going to use, for example, content. Let's just copy the content. So I want this heading to be the content of the share when I share it on Twitter. So let's go to a custom attributes, and I will just type here Twitter content. Let's double check it. Okay, this is just content. Here we go. And let's refresh the page. Click on the Twitter link, and you can see the content of my share post is now coming from this heading. As simple as that.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's really
so
easy. Love it. So
nice.
everybody keep in mind that we're doing this on a template page right here. You could do it on a template page. You can do it on a static page. You can do it in a CMS list. So imagine a list of items or a list of blog posts or a list of businesses or a list of products, anything. You can create a set of shareable links for each individual item in that list. So it's really flexible. It has full support across all Webflow content types. Really, really powerful. I'm actually really interested to see what people do with CMS lists on this one. I think really powerful for listing websites. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to mention that we really have a lot of control and power over this. So Harshit, please continue here.
Yeah, so I think we are done with the basic presentation, Joe. Here, rest of the options are basically all the customizations that we can have. For example, here we have pop-up width and height. So if I go to the website and click on this link, this is the pop-up, and you can basically customize the width of this pop-up using this option. You can just type in the value, for example, here, and so let's just try it out as well. So I will just go here, and you have to make sure that you are adding this attribute to the same link itself. It also mentioned it here. Add this to the element itself, the button itself. Let's add this. And I'm going to define the values to 600 pixels. Let's make it even bigger, like 1000 pixels. Save it. Let's publish it. Meanwhile, it's publishing. I do want to mention one more interesting thing, that you don't really have to define URL every time. If you don't define it, by default, it's going to take the current URL of the page. So you just need to define it only in specific cases where you want a custom URL link. For example, for campaigns, of course. Here is our website published. Let's just refresh the page and we will try to open the pop-up, and you can see my pop-up is like this right now because I changed the size of the pop-up. Yeah, so I
Nice.
think we are done
So
with this, Joe.
we can get a little custom with that. Josh Lowe has a great question. Harshit, do you know the answer to this? Can you adjust the width and height in rem, or is it only in pixels?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I think right now we have only pixels here because it also
I
defines
think
here
it's
value in
pixels.
pixels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pixels. Yeah.
I'm gonna give a I probably shouldn't do this on live, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna give a random guess as why it would have to be pixels. Since it's opening in a new window, does it inherit the rem settings and the zoom settings for the current page? So since it's a
Yeah,
pop
I
out,
think that.
maybe it needs to be really specifically defined in pixels because there may not be the proper reference for rems in there. So that's my guess,
Hmm,
but it says value in pixels. So Josh, we're going value in pixels. This is our first official live implementation, but really good question. Now, this is a
nice.
great question from Penny Harshit. What if you want both a title and a post summary in your content? How can we combine those two things?
As of now, we have like things for content, and this what I shared as the content. This is Twitter specific. So in other platform, you might not have something like content. For example, here in Facebook, we cannot see the option for content, right? So we basically have to use what we are provided with here. Now, to add to that, Penny, when you share link, it will share the the open text open text from the page. So open graph, not open text. So whatever you define here on the open graph settings, this is by default going to be shared when you share the link. So for example, I will remove the custom link from there, and then let's try it out. So this is the custom link. There we go. This is the custom link. I'm going to delete it. Now, when I publish it and click Twitter, it should share the current link. And when it will share the current link, it will also share the open graph settings. So that mostly fills out all the requirements. Like you can define heading and content from your open graph settings. Go to the live website. There we go. And okay, there we go.
Nice.
So now you can see an image, a title, and description. So yeah.
I think a good solution, Penny, if you really want to get custom with combining text, is to just create a new field for that in CMS. If it's not always going to be the title or it's not always going to be the description or something else, you can have a field called share content, Twitter share content. And then that can be defined individually per CMS item. Or if it's a static page, just create all that text in one text element. So that would be the go-to for combining them. But yeah, like Harshit shows, you can get creative with this. You can I love that idea of combining it with the other information. Great. Okay, Harshit, do we have anything else to show here?
No, I think we are good. We can jump to the next
Nice.
solution. Yeah.
Okay. So this took 15 minutes. We're not going to keep you sitting here doing nothing for 15 minutes. So we're going to end this stream now. We're going to have a 15-minute break. And in 15 minutes, we're coming back to cover Query Param. Query Param just launched today. It has a lot of really cool marketing use cases. And that's what we're going to cover at 12:30 Eastern. So we're going to share a link in this chat for the next walkthrough. That's in 15 minutes. And we will see you there. Thank you so much for watching this social share. Harshit, final words to the audience on this great walkthrough.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I will see you soon in 15 minutes. That's it.